OAS makes my watch list for Thursday. Gap down below 25, but closed pretty solid on really big volume. I'm looking for a continuation of that bounce tomorrow. JD, if you just switch to 60-minute candles here, this one just becomes interesting below 2350 or anywhere around 2350. So I'll just be watching this one. But remember, I'm trying to find stuff that might give me a trade tomorrow. So that one I'm going to watch at the 23 to 2350 area to see if we get any kind of bounce for a trade. Herbalife, HLF. Two nasty days down. You know, it pushed through 40 back here on September 22nd. Actually went as low as 38.63. 2 big days down. This goes on bounce watch now that it's below 40, but only for a trade and only with a proper intraday setup because it's Herbalife. AWAY. The selling here may be overdone. Yesterday this was almost 35 bucks. Now it's at 28 and change. He had a nice bounce off 28 back in June, and really some other bounces back here. August, September, October. So about a year ago, actually. But this 28 area is interesting. So I want to watch that one tomorrow for a potential bounce. BTU. Looking for a continuation of this long here today. Actually, one of our moderators, Zozo, who's at Zozo Trader on Twitter, called this right over this little flag pattern today. BTU 1053. And I didn't even have it on the watch list, but this is what we do. We find stuff throughout the day as it unfolds. I could probably start each day with no watch list at all, and we find plenty of stuff to trade. And we got a really nice pop there and a great call by Zozo. Another example of what we do in chat, one of our moderators, Michael N., who has been on fire, and I'm a great addition to the mods. You see SALE gap down yesterday and really held the 14 area all day. So that's what made him watch it. And then today, you see what happens. It went to almost 1460, came down, basically tested what was support yesterday, and he just called it long over. Hold on, one more candle. He called it long over this candle, 1428 with a 1418 stop, and look at that. That was it. That was the low of the day, and a beautiful call by Michael. And so that's kind of things that our moderators look for. But to continue with my list, CDTI. Let's go to the daily real quick here. This one, I don't know how important the news was back here, but it did do 35 million shares plus, and then you had a day down and then a little bounce, and now it's a couple red days again. We're getting near the 8-day. Here's the 200-day. So I do want, and the last low of the last bounce was 278. So we're getting close to that area. So I'm kind of looking for maybe a flush down below these lows and maybe a turn. So CDTI, cheapy, goes on watch. And KING may have trouble with the 14 area. It's had a nice move from almost 11 up to almost 14 in 3 days. And this was pretty beaten up back here. So this, to me, is a good short candidate if you get up around 14. Again, only with a proper setup. That is my list. And again, we'll find stuff as the day unfolds. Another example of that, real quick, and I'll get out of your ears, was VSI at Zozo Trader. Again, one of the mods in our room saw a Twitter post about it. And he's really good at reading a news post on something, looking at the chart, and then saying, hey, if that news if that news holds water, so to speak, here's a good play. And he called VSI after seeing the tweet at 45.18 when it looked like this in the chat room. So there's the trigger, 45.18, and the stop was about 33 cents below. And look at that, went basically straight up to 46 after that call. So there's another example. We do news plays as well as some of these chart setups. That is the list for tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Have a good night.